Hello, everybody. Every time I hit start recording, as a boss pops up, it's like it's on cue. Anyways, hello, everybody. My name's Ardendris, and welcome back to All the Mods 10. Last time, we made the Meka-Suit, and actually finished getting all the extra pieces we need from this, right? So we managed to make the gravitational modulating unit, and actually we get another one for free, which we're using in our suit. And we got one more antimatter pellet. So therefore, we now have everything we need from Mekanism for the ATM star, and we have this very cool looking set of armor. This is actually very powerful. Apparently we're immune from anything that isn't, say, the Chaos Dragon, the Chaos Guardian, that thing's laser breath, that still kills us. But anything else will apparently go to this stored energy before it can ever hurt our actual health bar. So that's pretty cool. We are very powerful at this point, as if we weren't already. And yeah, that was basically it. It took us a while to make all of this, because I have to just keep making these things over and over and over again. We made it there eventually. Interesting. You can use Rogdorium, whatever this is, to turn it into something else? I don't know what this means, actually. I don't know. Anyways, that was about it, and I think we took a brief look at how the modifications work, although we only have 2 right now, I think. Let's see. Okay, yeah, this one has the gravitational modulating unit and the additional piece for it. And the Meka-Suit, or the Meka-Tool rather, has 2 of basically the efficiency upgrades, but that's about it. It was mostly just making the armor, testing out how strong it really is by trying to fight the Chaos Dragon and failing, and just making a couple other odds and ends. But that was before Thanksgiving. That was like a week ago now, I think, something like that. It's been a while, and I actually didn't get much time on here. But of note, this thing is actually getting pretty dangerous core temp. The closer this gets to 100%, the closer and closer this grows towards 8,000. It's like a 1/10 of a degree every like 5 seconds, maybe. It's not even 10 seconds, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My counting was a bit off. It's about 5 seconds. So 50 seconds, 500, 2,000 seconds until it hits 8,000. Do I think fuel efficiency... There's no way fuel efficiency hits that. I'm gonna have to turn this thing off. And when that thing gets turned off, this thing gets turned off for a while, just to be on the safe side. So that is good to know, at least. Anyways, today... Actually, you know what? I should do this now. This is set to off. Just break that, and this will... As long as there's no in here, that will just be off. This thing will never start up, and this thing... Just to be on the safe side, 8,000 is the danger mode, shut down. I need to refuel this thing anyways. We're shutting down properly, right? We should. Let's see. Are we in shutdown mode? Core temp in shutdown mode. Eventually, core temp will reach below 2,000, I believe, and that's when it can affect how much fuel is in here. So, until then, let's keep that on for safety purposes. Containment field and whatnot will just be stuck at 100. I believe it will permanently steal, like, the 1.5 million OP during that time, but that's relatively safe at this point with how much energy we have stored up. And I never have to worry about this thing blowing up in the meantime. And in fact, I'm gonna have to drop down all these numbers anyways, so... But when I turn it back on, Anyways, I just have to babysit this thing a little bit and just keep adjusting values and just keep letting this thing run down. So, cool. Where did all of these things come from? Like, there was literally nothing, and then I start recording, and then suddenly I'm getting swarmed by mobs. Like, this happens every single time I play this mod pack. Anyways, something I learned about the mecha tool between episodes is that I can actually adjust the speed of it. If I hold shift and scroll wheel, I have off, which is just like even slower than like basic hand, going all the way up to 32 times fast, which is more or less an instant break on a lot of stuff. Although in that case, it is still weaker than the Paxel. We're gonna need to like severely boost up this thing, which we're gonna be taking a look at today. 1 second. Sorry about that, I had my sweatshirt on because I was chilly, and then it gets very warm in my room when I actually start recording, so taking that off for a bit. Anyways, this is still just slowly returning to 0. This is just going to keep going. Anyways, we're going to be taking a look at building some of these units, I guess, for a little bit, and then after that, if there's time, if not next time, we're going to be taking a look back at extreme reactors, I think. Because extreme reactors requires us to go through and get an insanite block for this thing. And in fact, it's one of the hardest things and one of the only things left that's actually going to be a challenge of this. And I took a quick look at it. It might not be as difficult as I was expecting. Anyways, go away. Anyways, I have a bunch of stuff already put together. I grabbed a bunch of atomic alloy, all of this stuff. Let's see, I'm going to need you. I need steel, osmium, polonium, I think, and refined obsidian. And I think I need refined obsidian blocks. I don't remember exactly what I need. I just know I made a bunch of stuff, and I have some stuff ready. So let's just start with upgrading the increased dig speed on any block. We already have 2 of them in there that we got for free. Although they are relatively cheap to make, it's an Aldemodium pickaxe. We can basically make infinite. We have like a bunch of free netherite pickaxes to turn into it. We have basically infinite Aldemodium and everything else we could ever need to make more of it. Now I just need another ultimate control circuit. One of these, and one of these. Hence why I made all this extra atomic alloy. And in fact, I need to make 2 of them, but I guess I'll just do one at a time. And I need to stop doing that. We no longer have a silk touch pickaxe. Cool, me. I'll have to replace it. Anyways, excavation thing. Just go ahead and make another one real quick. This time we'll actually take one of the 2 I don't care about. So there's that. And that will get us this. And like so. There we go. So just toss these into the mecha tool. And now we should be able to change it up to extreme 128. Yeah, that's instant break on dirt, of course. Instant break on steel. It is not silk touch though, it isn't silk touch or instant break or auto smelt. That's what it's called. I think it's still technically. Yeah, this is still going to be worse than just using the Paxel for right now. Maybe if we super upgrade it with some more stuff. I have blasting saved here. That's just area of effect. I'm not a huge fan of that one anyways. I just figured I'd save it. Teleportation could be cool. 3 polonium, easy. Let's see, what are we missing for this thing? Just a teleportation core, which is gold, diamond, and ender pearls. So, teleportation thing. Everything is already saved in there. Give me a teleportation unit. And apparently I just have to right-click wherever I'm looking and it should teleport. Anything new pop up on the GUI? Doesn't look like it. How long range is it? It's instant. Our other teleport has like a slight, if I pair it with the other teleports, and I'm aiming specifically at blocks, it does speed things up a little bit, although the lower range of it and the fact that you actually have to aim at a block does make it weaker. So, it's cool. We have it. We just have better solutions for it already, so it's not that big a deal. That can get rid of as well. Attack amplification, it's at 25 attack damage. It's weaker than anything else. This is just for a bunch of HDP sheets, 4 more of these, and 4 netherite swords. Um, we'll come back to that. Magnetic attraction goes on the boots, and it pulls items closer. Hydraulic propulsion gives you jump height and step height. Um, this one, what does this one do? Allows the user to act as though they are on solid ground. If I remember correctly, this one, from what I was reading, basically gets rid of that speed debuff that you get when you're either flying or you're swimming. Let's see, where is it? Gyroscopic. Oh wait, no, this is both air affinity and aqua affinity. You will no longer have mining penalty when swimming or flying or falling. Okay, so I was right on what it does. That's decent. Steel plates. I think I still have a hammer in here, right? Hammer, 1, 2. Nope, not how you get steel plates. Aha, there we go. 1, 2. I'm just basically going to make whatever just because. Hydraulic propulsion is nice. There's the thing I actually want, and one more allthemodium. Cool. Basically just making whatever just to make whatever. Obsidian is in here. Cool. So now we have increased dig speed. We're going to have that speed boost as well. Did I already get rid of it? There it goes. Let's see, teleportation, gravity thing. What other ones are actually super important here? Charge distribution, I think, is important because basically it will take away from every single thing instead of just one piece at a time, which I think is good for making sure that, like, your helmet doesn't turn off and then you're going to take a bunch more damage. So this goes in the body armor. Ew. Ew, no, no. I have to make 3 more. I don't wanna. I don't wanna. Those things, like, one of those things takes an hour. That's gonna be like 3 hours of doing the same thing over and over again. No, I don't want to. I don't want to. That one's getting saved for last. Or refinement is just fortune. Inhalation applies a miniature electromagnetic field around the breathing apparatus, presenting selective potion effects. If I remember correctly, hold on, where is it again? This thing, it will use energy to block out magic damage. This thing seems like it might be super important. So we're going to need enriched carbon, easy. Reinforced ally, easy. We already have module bases, although they're also pretty easy. Hazmat mask. Lead and orange dye. I thought that was a scuba mask or something, but we already have it. Although, speaking of, I should probably also put in their radiation shielding, so that I don't actually have to use the hazmat suit again. I'm gonna need 4 of them, though. So 5 lead and orange dye. Oh, hey, look, I already have some in here. 1 of these and 5 of these. Helps if you put it right. There we go. And also for this is a scuba mask, which is 3 lead, 2 glass, and a basic control thing. I haven't made the full scuba set, but it is part of it. I believe it's just for, like, breathing underwater, like what you'd expect scuba to be used for. Scuba set is both a helmet and a chest plate that will give you water breathing when worn. You will need oxygen in a scuba tank. And press G to turn it on. I mean, it's cool, but we don't really need it. And with that, inhalation thing, I just need 2 more purified carbon. I thought I still had some, but I guess I used it all. Easy enough fix. How's this thing going? Yeah, we're losing a decent amount of energy per tick, but we have so much energy saved up, it doesn't really matter. I can just go in there for a moment and just put 2 pieces of coal in here. 1, 2. And with this one done, we actually should go test this against a Chaos Dragon again. Just to see. Inhalation Purification. Easy enough recipe. Interesting that this doesn't say anything about it protecting from magic. Meanwhile, the other thing does. Quest completed. I wonder if I accidentally skipped completing some of these because I was like too fast with it. Yep, teleport doesn't have one. Like potions of instant harming. I mean, that's pretty cool. Apparently this thing also has something where you can like adjust which works with it. How do I do this again? It's not K, it's not that. There is one of these buttons opens up, toggle reach around. What button is it set to again? It's not that. There it is. Inhalation thing, remove beneficial, remove neutral, remove harmful. So you can go in and say, oh yeah, you can also adjust like the HUD stuff as well. I found this button by accident. So you can enable like speed boost. Bump that up all the way, I guess. Enable defy gravity always, stop immediately true, fix FOV, vertical speed modifier, boost that a little bit. I don't think I need it all the way up. Gyroscopic stabilization is enabled, boots don't have anything. Teleportation, require a block target to turn off. Have that boosted all the way. Yeah, I like this whole module tweaking system, it's pretty cool. I think I kind of want the HUD to be up like 55%, maybe just like a little bit more. It's kind of a little bit hard to see when like on the blue sky or whatever. Okay, so without having to look at a block, that's quite a bit easier. Oh, it's a bit laggy though when you're not actually looking at a block or something. Oh. Okay, it looks like that the speed boost doesn't really take effect unless you're sprinting. You can still like fly at like the basic speed. This is very fast though. Where am I? Oh, the reactor's over here. Oh, I moved so much faster than I thought I did. This is almost down to 2,000, so it's almost to the point where we can adjust it. Auto stop is actually kind of nice with, what was... Interesting. If you hold shift, or if you hold control and hold backwards, you still get, like, boosted forwards, which is weird. Like, but it doesn't actually point where you're going. I don't know, that's interesting. Like, if you hold any arrow key and control at the same time, it's like speed boost. It's like you have boosters going forwards. And in fact, that's probably the case, where it's like designed to be like boosters pointing forwards. It does make it a bit weird to move like that, though. Anyways, did I go to the wrong one? I went to the wrong one. Raycray Scred, I think is right. Anyways, let's grab out a little bit of lag. I don't think the game likes how fast I'm moving. But supposedly, we should now have immunity from magic damage, or protection against magic damage. Oh yes, also of note, the mod pack has updated again. I don't know what's changed, but apparently something did. Anyways, we should have defense against some of your magic attacks as well. It is still going to go to both armors, so it's hard to tell. Easiest way to see what sort of defense or whatever we have from this thing is to get hit with the laser beam, which is kind of scary. Can I force break it? What was that? Sometimes you can force break them. Sometimes it doesn't really work all that well. That's not really magic damage, now is it? That's not what I wanted. There we go, that seemed to work. So, we can, like, outspeed everything it does. The energy regen on our armor isn't really good enough. We're only at 90% after a little bit. That's gonna be the laser beam, right? Oh, wow, cool. Oh! We were just... we were just outrunning it for a moment. That's interesting. So what is the laser beam counted as if it's not actually magic damage? I don't know. That's an interesting thought. Like, we should have some amount of protection against magic damage, but apparently that's not magic damage, even though I don't see what else it would be classified as. I don't know, that's a weird one, but it's fine. We're never going to get true immunity from that thing. The only thing we can hope for is that we can survive a little bit longer and eventually maybe do something. Actually, the laser beam just didn't touch this thing's energy, did it? Doesn't really seem like it. Unless maybe what happened is something hit 0 and it happened so fast that I couldn't register it, so maybe we need energy upgrades and... Huh? Oh, that was these things regenerating. I was like, what is that noise? Maybe we need like a whole bunch of energy upgrades and the thing that boosts, that makes it charge everything at the same time. Maybe that's what we need to make it properly work. Although, maybe it is also partly just our flux network not pushing enough to us. Where is... Oh yeah, I was looking for some sort of like pylon or something. No, this is what I wanted. Hey, Robit. Oh, that's a cool little noise. I've never stood on this thing while needing something charging. That's what it makes. Cool. Anyways, there's like, we're never going to be truly immortal when it comes to the Chaos Dragon. That thing's just way too strong. So we made that thing. Energy units. They also require a induction thing, so that's still annoying, just not as bad. Energy units. Radiation shielding, 4 of these things, 4 lead blocks, a bunch of atomic alloy, and unobtainium plates. Easy enough. I'm gonna need some more HDPE though. Look, running speed boost. I mean, if I'm traveling, I'm flying, so that doesn't really matter much, actually. Both step and jump height. Again, I spend most of my time flying if I'm trying to go anywheres. Like, I'm flying from point A to point B all the time. This thing could be nice. You need a magnet. Interesting, you need a different type of magnet than that would come from this mod. Pretty cheap to make that aldemodium. 4 of these things. Maybe. Actually, no. I kind of like having, like, magnets that you can turn on and off at a will, just like a single button. That would be a bit harder to get turned off if I just don't want it on for a little bit. I don't know. A couple things to think about. Actually, I think the only other one that I specifically want right now is attack amplification. Everything else I'm just sort of maybe kind of not that important on. So I think it said we can use 4 of them, which means I'm going to need 4 netherite swords. I don't really care about what's on them. Oh yes, also reforging. I need to grab more God-forged pearls, more sigils of rebirth, and some extra levels, of course, but that will be all good there. Did I ever try the Chaos Bow? I never upgraded the Chaos Bow. Interesting. I could have sworn I did. Oh, wait, no, I think it lost its things when it got updated to Chaos. That's what happened. So, these things will be upgraded. Oh, that means these can get updated as well. Ooh, I think there's like one that specifically like take a bunch less magic damage, so maybe that would work against the Dragon's Breath, but nothing else would? No idea. What am I missing for this? Reinforced alloy ultimate things. This. These. Already had one of those on me. Attack is HDPE, these. And where is my atomic? There it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of these get turned like so. And like so. Gets 4 of these. And then 4 of these becomes 4 of these. So 4 attack amplifications. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to need to make more HDPE sheets and more module bases pretty soon. But I think this is the last super important one for right now. I basically had all of them that I thought might be mildly important saved. And these go in here. Oh yes, this is the extra one. That should be going into the other thing. 33 attack damage. There's no way that's as high as this thing maxes. This button. Attack amplification, bonus attack damage plus 32, obviously. Why would you not have it set that high? So they're 57. It's almost on par with Morgan. I think with a good reforge and everything, it might be. The only problem is it works like an axe where it's like hit the thing or don't do damage. And in that case, our Paxil... oh, I didn't realize our Paxil, the extra damage, the extra range on the Paxil only counts for, mining blocks. It doesn't actually count for hitting things. So it's a weaker tool and it's a weaker weapon than the Paxil, but it is still very cool, so... I don't know, we made it. It's expensive, it's cool, it's powerful, it's just not as strong as everything else we have right now. But I do want to try reforging everything. Let me break down a couple of useless armor and tool things into Godforged Pearls and make more Sigils of Birth and everything else. And I guess I'll see you with, like, the outcome. It's going to take me a bit to actually get something I want, because I'm going to need a bunch of these things. Okay, so I have something fairly strong now. There's just so many options, I don't know exactly what to do with it. So the boots ended up with speed 2 on a hit, lightning damage 25%, magic damage 12%, and I added a 40% max health and minus 20% lifesteal thing to it. Some decent things there, a little bit of step height, a little bit of max health. Looking pretty good, like some extra luck in there. The pants, they didn't get anything put in the socket yet, just because I couldn't figure out what I wanted to put there. But instant health speed 3 and 10% magic reduction. The chest plate has like the biggest upgrade. This is going in... I was going to put this in the helmet because of that 15% to all stats. That's what I wanted to do with this. But the chest plate I think is probably the strongest thing. Resistance on a hit is very nice. Explosive damage 27%. Physical reduction 14%. It didn't get anything magic, but I did give it 20% with a socket. And 35% max HP, which I could boost as well, because that is not a unique gem. I could just add more of that one to it. I should put on the healing machine when I go to try to kill another dragon. Let's actually turn this back on. And then finally the helmet, it got projectile damage 28%, lightning damage 37%, again 10% magic. Decent stats there, some extra oxygen and luck. It has 22.5% attack damage, 50% arrow velocity, and it now has a 15% boost to all stats. Altogether, pretty good set there. This just has some block interaction range with the sockets. Blocks teleport to you, and it has a little bit of extra range. I didn't get anything super powerful with this one like I wanted, but it's still just not going to be as strong as the thing anyways. Although I do need to test something as well. Can these be enchanted? I don't, you know what? I'm actually going to go ahead and turn down the speed boost just a little bit. It's just a little too much. These cannot be enchanted normally. Okay, you can put binding crystals on them. Okay, no enchants for these stuff. That would be very powerful, so I guess that makes sense. Anyways, let's turn on the slime machine so that we have our healing. Specifically, I kind of want just like the hunger healing. What is our max health now? I don't know. I think it is considerably higher than our old max health. I just don't have a specific number on it. And let's just see, shall we? Head back to the last death marker. We now have like a pretty high magic damage. If it's additive, I don't know if it actually is. 40. We should be at like 52% if it's additive, like adding all the percentages together. Let's see. Yeah, this speed's a little bit more manageable now. Okay, there's that broken. We took... Oh, the armor it just chews through all of our energy on our armor so quickly. I can sort of... my creative flight sort of bypasses its, like, weirdness when it comes to, like, the gravity being manipulated around this thing. But it's not great. If I use teleport, I can sort of dodge it a little bit easier. Obviously, I'm supposed to be breaking these things. Actually, I think this thing is immortal, unlike the actual dragon. Like, you can kill the normal dragon beforehand. It's just not as easy. Okay, there's another one broken, but this thing is like true immortality until before that. Come on. Come on. I just need to get a little bit closer, teleport in range, and just this one should be force broken. In fact, it seems like during this phase, you can sort of just force break them a little bit easier, even if it's not actually taking any damage. There is it. There it is. Okay, there's another one gone. Armor. All of our defenses right now are just fine. I think I've taken a couple of direct hits. Not enough mana to cast teleports? Okay, it's been a while since that happened. I just wasn't paying attention, I guess. Okay, that kind of sucks a bit. Like, that can still hurt big time. I expect, well, like, the armor and powers and whatnot just gets chewed through so quickly. It seems like most of the power damage actually goes to our chest plate, though. Interesting. It's so weird. Like, all of this stuff, like, is a magic resistance for what should be a magic attack. And it just doesn't do anything. Like, for whatever reason, this is not calculated as a magic attack, which is kind of strange. I don't know what else we would classify it as, but apparently it's not the thing that makes the most sense. Anyways, this thing's good to run again. Let's just start it at 50%. And I think it is the equivalent of 3 more of these. 1, 2, 3. I don't actually need to start running this just yet, but when we do run it, Why? Why is it not 4 and 4? That's weird. Like, it should 100% be 4 and 4. It's just not. 3 and 8 and... Let me guess. It's 3, 8, and 8 nuggets. Cause weird. Cause for some reason. Yeah, it's 3, 8, and 8 nuggets. Can I fit one more tiny nugget in here? No. That is weird. Like, fuel conversion rates, you can't fill it to full? Oh, it doesn't matter much. It just kind of annoys me. That is, like, odd. That's, like, an odd number. Oh, well. Anyways, even superpowered armor, it looked like we were handling things slightly better. Like, some of the attacks were, like, doing some damage to the armor. That needs to be fixed. That's going to require me to make the distribution thing. Also, I'm going to need to somehow boost energy coming in a little bit more. That's not going to be super easy. But I'm hoping for ways to become truly immortal against that thing. It's just not going to happen. That thing's just always going to have our number to some degree. Oh, this can go in there. We now have a lot of these things now. Anyways, is there anything else we want to get done today real quick? Attack amplification we have. Magnetic attraction. None of that's just, like, super interesting to me. Gonna take us a bit, probably a bit longer than we have to actually set up any of the stuff for the, for Insanites. Is there any other, like, little odds and ends we can do right now without much work? Let's see. I probably could build another one of these fairly quickly. We're going to need it, so... Let's just see. What can we like? What can we do and put away with real quick? Like, where did it go? This thing, the gravity manipulation thing. That thing goes in line with this line right here. This line right here. Cool. That, and that are all acquired. Wireless thing with 6.4 million. I don't know how I'm gonna overcharge it. I'm just hoping that's like a weird oddity thing going on. Um. Let's see. What else here do we already have that we can just like sort of put in place, or can we just grab really quickly? This is just missing the Insanites. I guess I can very quickly go over how we're going to get that real quick. It's going to take longer than we have to actually get it running properly, but I can at least go over the brief overview. So we have our our original nuclear reactor over here. It's just like a little thing. It burns uranium and it produces cyanides. It has not been running recently because it has not needed to 100%. Oh wait, no, this thing never stopped running. I kept refilling it. So this thing has just been producing a tiny little bit of energy this whole time. It never stopped running. Cool. So this thing takes uranium and turns it into cyanides. Then eventually we upgraded into this thing, which I attempted to get a turbine steam system set up off of, but this thing just never worked right. So it was just this thing producing some energy. 134,000 is pretty good. Although this thing takes so much more energy that, so much more fuel to actually run that it was a bit rough to actually go with it. So this thing, it just keeps emptying. It produces a whole bunch more cyanides. Now, the rest of this mod, the stuff I have not looked at in... When did this series start? Like, it was like February or something like that, wasn't it? Hold on, I want to look this up real quick. How long has this series been going? Oh, this series has not been going on as long as I thought it was. Of course it was only June. I was wearing my Pride skin. Of course it started in June. What's this? Oh, you can turn. Oh, a new update. Apparently, you can turn off specific noises. Interesting. Cool. Anyways, yeah, June. So almost 6 months. It will be 6 months in a week and a half. It was December. It was June 10th. So yeah, pretty soon, but not too far. I was thinking it was way longer than that one. So it's probably been like 4 months since we set up that thing right there. Anyways, in order to actually get to like higher grades of power production and higher things from this, we need to take all of the cyanite we built up and all the cyanite we produced with our the eventual seeds we made for it as well. That stuff's just been building up permanently as well. We need to go ahead and run it through a couple new machines. So we are going to need the reprocessor, and we are going to need the fluidizer. And basically what we need to do eventually to get Insanite is, uh, well, we're going to work backwards. In Sanite, we need 8 of this stuff. It is used with Rossonite and Benetoite. I have some, I don't know if I have enough. Rossonite, it does not actually have a recipe right there. What you need is Rossonite, reprocessor, plutonium. I guess I'm not starting at the end because the end doesn't work with the JEI. So the fluidizer. Basically, we need to take some of that cyanite and turn it into a fluid. Let's just grab a piece of cyanite so we have it on us. Cyanite acquired. So this stuff, if you toss it into a reprocessor along with some water, you'll get plutonium, which can also be used as fuel, I believe. But I believe we have other uses for it as well. Or the fluidizer, turn it into cyanite like so, and then this cyanite will also get used in the same place that would use water before, and we can use it with some of the plutonium that we've seen here and get lutecrite. So basically, we're building this reprocessor and we're building a fluidizer. We fluidize cyanite and we run it through with other cyanite we have to create plutonium. That plutonium makes a higher grade lutecrite. Lutecrite, I believe, gets reprocessed into radiculite. And then if I remember correctly, we need radiculite and erosinite to build inanite, which gets crafted into a block of inanite, and then this gets crafted into a block of insanite. So basically, we're missing that rosinite right now. That's like the next big thing. But that's going to need some changes to how our system works as well. So yeah, there's a whole bunch here. Yellorium is just uranium. Plutonium with your yellorium to make I think yellorium is uranium, isn't it? Hold on, I need to double check that. Yellorium. This stuff, yellorium reactant. Yeah, uranium is yellorium. It's just a different name. They changed it to all just be uranium. So there's a whole lot there. Basically, reprocessing cyanite over and over again up into higher grades, and eventually we'll end up at this block that we need for the ATM star. So that's pretty cool. That's an interesting reward tier thing looking right there. But anyways, we'll actually start up on this process next time. I'm going to need a whole bunch of cyanite iron. And then I'm going to need more cyanite of some of these casings and all that stuff. 52 casings, in and out ports of galore. It's a lot. It's actually pretty cheap. It's a bunch of like base resources that we have bunches and bunches of already. I just need to grab it all and put it all together at this point in order to actually set up the machines. I'm also going to need a flux point to actually let power in this area. Or I just hook it up right here. This should work no problem, actually. But anyways, I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed as much as I have, and I hope to see you next time. So, without further ado, take care, everybody. I want to thank everyone one more time for watching, and a special thank you to the channel members, Yamato Tanagura, Goddess of the Starfilled Void, and the Phantom Knight. Thank you three so much for the extra support. So for real now, take care, everybody.